So what will happen when this system comes into effect is the entire population's entire data will be open to malevolent actors, foreign nations, ransomware criminals.
The UK government has reassured us that its gov.uk One system is a secure login system that is safe for citizens to access all of their government services. In reality, some serious cracks have been found. A recent Red Team cybersecurity exercise demonstrated that One Login's highest privilege levels can actually be compromised by hackers without being detected. Remember, this is the very system that's at the center of the UK's digital ID plans, yet it's already been cracked open before digital ID has even been implemented. I need to clarify that this isn't a hypothetical threat. The system has in fact actually been breached.
The scandalously insecure nature of the One Login procedure. And I'm writing, I should tell the House, I'm writing to the National Audit Office to ask them to investigate it, because apart from the strategic weakness of having a single login, the government's handling of this has been a disaster. As early as 2022, the Information Assurance team responsible for ensuring the security of the system raised concerns that the system was being developed on unsecure workstations by contractors without the security clearance in Romania.
The gov.uk One Login already has over 6 million users in the UK, and is used for more than 50 government services as of 2025. The plan is for the One Login system to underpin future digital services like the digital ID wallet, as well as digital driver's licenses and digital veteran ID cards. Eventually, they're going to roll this out to every conceivable form of identification and government service if everything goes as planned. Ministers have repeatedly assured the public that the One Login system was a British-built secure system fully controlled in-house by the UK government with no outside parties involved. But this completely contradicts what we've learned. A significant portion of the development was offshored to Romania under a contract with Dialotti. It's important to note that Romania does have highly skilled developers, but it's also been identified by cybersecurity researchers as one of the world's top cybercrime hotspots. An Oxford University study ranked Romania 6th globally in its World Cybercrime Index alongside countries like Russia, China, and Nigeria. Look, the concern isn't about Romanian developers, but about the security of the development environment and the oversights that have occurred in the development of the gov.uk One Login. According to internal reports, contractors in Romania were actually working on One Login using unsecured workstations, and many did not have the UK government security clearances that one would expect for such a sensitive project. In short, the government's portrayal of the development of the One Login system, that it was UK built and it's completely secure, was misleading. Parts of the system were in fact built on potentially insecure setups, thus creating risks that the public are not even aware of. To assess the security of the One Login system, the government employed ethical hackers to try and break into their system. When you hear about the results, they are so damning. In March of 2025, security consultant Cyberist conducted a red team exercise. They found that they could gain full privileged access to the One Login system, effectively God mode control, without being detected by any security monitoring. According to reports, the red team was able to take control of One Login's codebase by exploiting the weak points introduced during development, such as unsecured contractor workstations. The red team breach proved that the attackers could do absolutely anything that they want to once they are in the system. This includes planting malicious code, stealing or altering sensitive data, or compromising the credentials of users. The worst part is because the breach went undetected by the One Login system, it means that an attacker can stay hidden within their system for as long as they want to. Government digital ID system puts citizens' data at risk. Can you believe that the gov.one has had over £300 million of taxpayer funding, and despite this it was still easy to break into? One Login is designed for smooth access to hundreds of government services, retaining digital documents including individuals' driving licenses. Can you believe in just a single month alone, more than 10,000 critical security vulnerabilities were detected across the One Login system by an Amazon Web Service monitoring tool, according to documents that were seen by The Telegraph.
When they ran a red team operation to try and see how secure it was, they broke into the system easily, would have been able to put malware in them, and they weren't even detected by the people running the system. So what will happen when this system comes into effect is the entire population's entire data will be open to malevolent actors, foreign nations, ransomware criminals, malevolent hackers.
If you've applied for benefits, accessed tax services, or managed any of your government services online, then the chances are that you've already ran into the One Login system. The fear is that the One Login system is going to compromise all of your sensitive data on these government services. This includes your personal details, financial information, official documents, all of your service records, as well as your biometric data. If it's been proven that hackers can access the God mode of the One Login system, then it would mean that they have a master key to every single UK citizen's identity in order to commit identity theft.
They raised concerns that this system was being developed in part on unsecured workstations, which could, in theory, plant malware, trojans, trackers, and all sorts of other dodgy software, which might compromise the system and ultimately your data, which I'll come back to in a moment, by contractors without the necessary security clearance, many of whom and some of the work in Romania.
The government response to all of this has been shocking. You'd think that after learning about these security vulnerabilities, they would halt the rollout of the One Login system and urgently improve the security of it. But the government appears to be doing the exact opposite. Rather than fixing the core problems of the One Login system, it's like they're trying to hide them or pretend that they don't even exist. In internal emails from August of 2022, the then GDS chief Tom Reed had questioned why an independent security review team was even needed, as he suggested that having a separate security oversight team was outdated and development teams should mark their own homework on security. Following this, the teams who had whistleblowed about the security of the One Login system was disbanded, and you have to note that this happened after the troubling findings from the Red team who were able to break into the system. The whistleblower who spoke out about the One Login system had faced a lot of retaliation after he escalated his concerns, eventually writing to an MP under whistleblower protection laws that GDS initiated disciplinary proceedings against him in February of 2024.
So instead of dealing with the problems, it is reported by the Telegraph that instead of dealing with the problems, they sidelined and investigated and, on the face of it, disciplined the member of staff that raised this concern to the Cabinet Office. So they said, this could be bad, this could be a compromise of security, and they were disciplined instead of actually dealing with the issue.
All of this matters because the UK is at a critical point in history. We have a decision to make here. The government is about to mandate this One Login system on everybody via digital ID. If we sleepwalk into this nightmare, then critics warn that it's going to be a disaster once there's a security breach. But again, it actually may be too late. Not a lot of people seem to be aware of this issue. Yes, millions have signed that petition against digital ID, but we need even more backlash in order to fight back against the government on this particular issue. Every single British citizen's personal information is at risk here. We cannot trust the government, and they have already proven themselves to be incompetent with how easy it was to break into the One Login system. They are reassuring us that it was built by the best experts within the UK when the work was outsourced offshore to countries like Romania, and they've promised that the system is secure when there have been so many vulnerabilities that have been detected, and the government appears to have not even listened to the whistleblowers who are pointing out the concerns with the system, instead disbanding the security teams who are working on them and punishing any whistleblowers who are coming forward with any issues.
And so finally, if you really want to stand against digital ID, you need to collectively pressure your MP to sign Rupert Lowe's letter here and join the growing list of MPs who stand against it.
Write to your MPs to sign this joint letter to Keir Starmer, which outlines a opposition to the introduction of digital ID. We need to make sure that digital ID is not brought into power. There are MPs who are willing to put in the work. Make sure you write to your local MP and let them know where you stand on this issue. If you do nothing, then we're going to be living in a world that we don't even recognize anymore. One where those in power have complete control over every single aspect of your life, and there is no way of coming out of it once things like digital ID have been implemented. There's also the digital ID petition, which as of making this video has over 2.9 million signatures and counting. So do your part, sign the petition, send that letter from Rupert Lowe to your local MP, and do everything in your power to fight back against this terribly created One Login system, which they are using as a backbone for digital ID. we have reached the point of the video where I want to hand over the discussion to all of you. Let me know your thoughts about the security vulnerabilities of the One Login system. If there's anything that I've forgotten to mention, then let me know by continuing the discussion in the comments. And lastly, thanks for making it to the end of this one, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.